This is EA Sports coverage of the PGA Tour. Frank, what are the keys to posting a good score out here at Banff Springs?
Par 5's very reachable. There's a chance, obviously, for an eagle or two if you hit good tee shots. So that's the way you're going to take it deep today.
Frank, with those snow-capped mountains in the distance, this opening hole is really a gorgeous getaway. You can kind of get lost just looking out on the horizon.
Yeah, it certainly is pleasing to the eye off the tee. You see the hole bending gently to the left. The bunker down the left, not really in play.
Frank couldn't ask for anything more.
Just the lie there, too. It is sitting up like it's teed up.
Frank, now the second shot here at the par 4 opening hole. What are we looking at?
But with a short iron in hand, Rich, you just go flag hunting straight out of the gate. It's a generous green. There's a big green, and they're going to use every inch of it.
Terrific golf shot. And now that for an easy birdie. You don't want to let this one get away. This is about concentration and focus at this point. Has the putt, and now at -1. So, Frank, a par 4 to open, and we back it up with a relatively short par 3.
This green's surrounded by 6 bunkers. Green also shaped slightly towards the player's left, so just keep your eye on that depending on where the flag is.
She just played a wonderful shot from back there. Frank going for another birdie here.
Just to get on a real roll.
Well, how about this start? Birdie to open the round. So par 4 to open, then a par 3, and now Frank here at the third, a par 5 at 528 yards.
And you get to see everything very early on in the round. Dogleg left first hole, par 3 second, and now a long dogleg right, par 5. With a good tee shot, though, you can definitely reach this hole in 2.
All right, Frank, what's the right play here on this second shot to the par 5 third?
Well, even though that hole is a dogleg to the right, the best way to bring it in actually is to use the general contours, which is right to left, and the shape of the shot in that direction as well. So it might look like a little cut, but it actually suits a little draw.
And a chance for eagle after that perfectly played shot.
It's at sneaky distance.
Now to another par 3. This is the fourth hole, 192 yards, way down the hill.
He's going to play closer to 170 yards, Rich. You're going to have to reduce that distance by at least a couple of clubs. And consequently, if you hit one hanging up in the air, if you get a breeze that goes through that valley, it's going to start to sort of move that ball around. So just keep your eyes open there where that breeze is coming from. Whoop, this is taken off on a weird line.
And it's going to be in the rough, it looks like. That is tasty looking right there from just a perfect spot in the fairway.
That is prime real estate. How do you get a line like that? Seriously, you could hit any club from there.
Wow, what a shot.
What are the chances of making it from there?
Back on the tee here at Banff Springs, fifth hole, 424-yard par 4. What's the setup here, Frank?
Well, it's very tempting to try and hit a draw because that's the way in which the hole is shaped. But the main goal is to make sure that you can take that second bunker, the one on the left side, out of play with that tee shot.
What a drive. Just tattooed that. Set now for the second shot, par 4 fifth.
Just be aware of where the flag is. If it's cut in that front section, you definitely want to carry the front of the green. The hole is a little more difficult when they start to push that flag in the back left. You can see it narrow up there.
That is classy.
A chance of going in.
Good chance here. Currently at 5 under par. Dropping like dominoes out here. 6 under par. Another birdie. Frank, the sixth here at Banff Springs, a good little hole, isn't it?
It is very tempting. Very easy to sort of just stand up there and wail away with the driver and get caught. This is a generous fairway. You could hit any club down there and you're not going to have a problem with the second shot. So it's just trying to find a yardage that you're comfortable with.
Good strike, good lie, good chance to attack the pin. Setting up for the approach, this player in total command.
Yeah, it's beautiful. The decision-making, club selections being spot on, but the execution, the swing, is really what I'm admiring right now.
Good, clean contact and a nice result, and a chance for birdie coming up. Frank, this would jumpstart the round. A third straight birdie.
Some good playing.
Has to be feeling good right now. Looks good with 2 straight birdies and 7 under on the card. 602-yard par 5, 7th hole. Frank, I'm guessing you want to take the big stick out and let it rip here.
Saw Rory McIlroy hit his tee shot here. So far, he had an iron in. Ah, nice.
Looks good. This is when the game is fun, Frank, when you get one high in the air and you have a down breeze and you just watch it stays in the air forever.
Look at the hang time on that.
Another good swing, and it looks like, Frank, another really good shot. That was a big, bold strike, and now a chance for a big, bold move. Putt for eagle coming up. Just an amazing display. The records continue to fall. Frank, you like this kind of design feature where you go from the longest hole in the course immediately to the shortest hole.
Certainly, golf giveth and golf taketh away. This is just minimally uphill, just a couple of feet, but you can see from the overview the design of the green. When that flag's on the right, it's a little bit of a longer carry, so just be a little cognizant of that. You don't have to hit it directly at the flag.
What a shot. I mean, almost in. Just a little tap in here. Racking them and stacking them right now. 6 birdies for the round. Just love the variety here on the front side, Frank, coming off that short par 3 8th. Now we go to another par 5 to round out the side, 501 yards.
And the third par 5. Interesting front 9 here. 3 par 5s, 3 par 3s and 3 par 4s. This one, not the longest par 5, but still reachable. This one, you have to be a little bit careful though. This is probably the toughest driving hole on the front 9 with regard to par 5s.
Appears to be a smart shot, Frank.
Yeah, no problem here. That's going to fly all the way.
Couldn't have done much better than that. An eagle is very possible. Settles in over the putt. Continuing to play well, a birdie. Getting ready to start the back nine here at Banff Springs. And Frank, you better be ready on this 10th tee. This requires a good shot.
Even though the hole looks like it bends towards the right, the best access to this hole is actually a little draw off that tee. That's the direction of the green, so a nice high draw in here.
And that's how you play the game, right there. Just a couple of feet. I mean, almost hard to believe. 13 under already. Out of the 11th hole, it's a par 4, 417 yards. Frank, what's the key here?
A nice little draw down that left side would be the ideal tee shot. The carry on the two little bunkers down the left side really isn't overly long, but that's the desired entry into this green. That's a ginormous tee shot.
Frank, what do you want to do with this second shot here at the 11th?
Just a scoring club again, Rich. This is a chance to get off to a good start on that on the homeward nine. Anytime you get sort of 8-iron down, you can virtually go straight at the flag because this green pitches back towards the player.
On the green and looking at a birdie opportunity.
Well read.
Frank, what are we looking at here at the par 4 12, 442 yards?
Players are really focused on that bunker down the left side. That's the one that has to be either laid up, which would be 286 yards off the tee, or sort of worked off. This could very well be a 3-wood off the tee. Just hit it straight at that left bunker.
Frank, that ball's sitting up like it's on plush carpeting.
Rich, if you and I had lies like that every time, we'd still be playing this game for a living.
Good swing, good shot yet again. That is superbly executed inside of 5 feet. Just a sensational approach shot. Okay, no problem with that one. Par 3 13th, it's 225 yards. Frank, you happy walking out of here with a 3?
Yeah, take a 3, go to the next hole, unless it's match play.
Well, that's how you do it. Hit it close, take the pressure off that putt. That one should be no problem. Frank, you think she can make another birdie here?
Oh, I think so, Rich. These are the moments you dream for. Got a string of them so far. One more keeps the run going.
Continues to amaze. Yet another birdie. And what a day it's been. Frank, this par 4 14th hole at about 440 yards will test you all the way up to that green, won't it?
Yeah, it certainly will. It just looks like you should bash it over those bunkers down the left side, but the green pitches from left to right. So the best access is actually down the right side, coming in from that sort of right line. So don't be fooled here. Rich, that was a heat-seeking missile. That is out there.
They make it look so easy, and we know it isn't, but when you hit tee balls that long and that straight, it does make the game kind of simple. Oh, dude, that in the hole. Tremendous shot. And Frank, ahead on the green, you could have a really crazy putt if you're not careful.
This is probably the most undulating green on the golf course, so you do not want to be going in with too flat a second shot.
Well, this one has a chance to be really good. Good tee shot, right in the fairway, and plenty long. Frank, this second shot to the par 4 15th is what you might call a professional's shot. Explain why.
Yeah, there's always an advantage if a better player can shape a shot. So you have a long second shot, but just the way this green is. Notice there's a slightly better entry from the left side. So the better player would try and hit a little fade in there. That's what might appear the safest shot coming in, but it's going to actually give you the best chance of hitting it close. General run-of-the-mill shot, sometimes if you just bash it away over that right bunker, but it's not really the way in which that hole's designed.
Moving on to number 16 now. It's a par 4, 414 yards. And Frank, what are we looking at here?
It's another hole that'll favour a nice sort of high draw off the tee. It'll set up that second shot to a green that has got several different levels on it.
That is tasty looking right there, Frank. Just a perfect spot in the fairway.
That is prime real estate. How do you get a lie like that? Seriously, you could hit any club from there.
This is a good-looking shot. What a display of shot-making this has been, Frank.
Oh, that incredible approach shot there. The easiest of birdies coming up. 2 in a row.
Right in it. Frank, as we make our way to the house, a chance here at the 17th, just 374 yards, a chance for a birdie.
It certainly is. Anytime you see a hole today under 400 yards, a par 4 that is, you know you're going to get a short on your iron. You know you're going to get a short iron in your hand if you hit a good tee shot. Just avoid the bunkers left and right off the tee. Green does slope back to front, so it pitches nicely towards you, making that second shot, if anything, a little easier.
That is classy.
Got a chance of going in.
Getting set now over the putt. Score that a birdie. Here we are at the 18th at Banff Springs, 578-yard par 5. Frank, did you like to finish a round with a par 5?
Certainly if I could birdie it, that's for sure. And there's a good chance here at 18 you can, but there's bunkers galore. They're all in play for various standards of play. But the reward is if you can pump one down the middle of the fairway there, and then you reduce this par 5 to simply a drive and an iron.
Just busted that. 325 yards in the fairway. Frank, this is a shot any player would love to have. Trying to finish off a round, par 5 18th. What are we looking at?
Well, half the job's done with that tee shot, which was just tremendous, Rich. Now, you know, it really is a big opportunity. If you can just sort of flush that second shot, it's a big green. A good chance coming up ahead here for eagle, at least a birdie.
Frank, that is how it's done.
Yeah, take a gross of those. That is a lesson in itself.
And now a chance for eagle. You'll love to watch him disappear, don't you? Well, that wraps up another round here at Banff Springs. Frank, what caught your eye today?
Just the gorgeous scenery, Rich. Golf course not overly long, but not often we get north of the border in just an idyllic part of the world.
We saw plenty of great shots out on the course today, and we're looking forward to getting back to the action soon. So